In this video, I'm going to go over briefly the pre-algebra class, the plan for the pre-algebra class. So you have had a chance to take part of an assessment or maybe a full assessment. And so the idea of the assessment was to help me see where is each student at, what concepts should they be focused on. This assessment has 50 questions, and each question is tied to a specific concept. So for example, let me get a couple of examples here. So when you look at the assessment and it asks this question, 9 minus 4.5. So when it says 9 minus 4.5, we're dealing with fractions, right? We're dealing with fraction subtraction, even though one is a whole number, but then, well, we have a whole number, but then we have this fraction, this mixed fraction. And so 9 minus 4.5, right, would be the same thing as saying, you could say 9 over 1 minus 4.5. But we like to change this to an improper fraction is one way to do this. You could do this in two ways. The first way is just to know that this is equal to that. But let's say you want to try a different approach. Well, here you can find a common denominator. So once you find a common denominator, then you can subtract. So in this case, when you change this, right, it's going to become 9 over 1 minus 9 over 2. We need to multiply this side by 2 over 2 so we can have a common denominator. Then this will become 18 over 2 minus 9 over 2, which is 9 over 2, which is the same thing as 4 and 1/2. So you notice you need to be comfortable with working with improper fractions to mixed numbers and mixed numbers to improper fractions. Very good skill there. So basically this assessment is helping us to gauge what concepts should we focus on. And I'll go over the ones I've received. Some of you are still working on the assessment. Try your best to finish it by Thursday. At least do the ones you know how to do, right? You don't want to go and say, I want someone to help me with the assessment. No, the point is, what do you know on a good day, right? Then we work to strengthen the things you don't know, right? And remember, math is gettable. It's possible to understand mathematics by finding out the topics you need to master and mastering them. What does it mean to master something? It means that you know the thing just like you know your name. Like if somebody says, "What's my name?" I don't have to think. It's automatic, right? I just answer. But math topics should be like that for us. If someone asks you what's 1 plus 1, you're gonna say 2, right? Just like you're confident with that answer, you could be confident with many things in mathematics, such as what is 9 minus 4.5, and you say 4.5, right? But that comes with practice. That comes with recognizing topics you need to work on. So with math, there needs to be humility. Be humble, apply yourself to excellence, and you'll do well. So don't let this assessment set you back. Keep working through the concepts. And so we have the assessment, which is one thing people are working on. We also have the note-taking project. So we have the note-taking project, which focus on, here are the notes that you need to be taking for the math class that you're in pre-algebra. So the note-taking project is really helping you build your skill for taking notes, writing out definitions, writing out examples, because that will help you no matter what math class you're in, right? I've done work in the university level and graduate school and more work after graduate school. But here's what's interesting. Note-taking is part of what has helped me to be able to flourish in my academic work. So if it helps people that are doing math and science and graduate school and further work, what about those who are still coming up in middle school and high school? They will also benefit from it. So please remember, there's a point to taking the notes. It's teaching you the skill, learning to write out examples. Okay, so we have the note-taking project. We also have the original pre-algebra course we started with, which is still available to you, right? You should still have access to that website. Learn.fulllifeacademy.org is a website we made that houses our courses. So please let me know if you're not sure where you need to be working or what you need to be working on. Let me know and I can give you more specifics to your situation. But the goal of pre-algebra ultimately is to get you comfortable with fractions, decimals, and percents. But we also need to make sure that you're comfortable with arithmetic, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So basically, notice that the goals for pre-algebra are strengthening the foundation of arithmetic, being comfortable with prime numbers and prime factorization, and then fractions, decimals, and percents. So it's like a house where we get solid with arithmetic, we work our way into prime numbers and prime factorization, knowing how to break numbers down. So if someone says, what is the prime factorization of 28? I should be able to break it down, right? 2 times 2 times 7. Prime factorization is very important. And then being comfortable with multiplying and dividing fractions, and then adding and subtracting them as well. And then decimals, we need to be comfortable with that. We use decimals all the time. When you make change, when you go to the store and they give you change, right? When they make change and give you back 70 cents or this or that. Those are decimal values when we look at them, they're dollar values. And then percents, right? 10% off. What does that mean? The Bible uses the term tithing in the Old Testament, and even in the New Testament, you hear things about giving unto the Lord. And sometimes people talk about, again, they talk about things like tithing. They talk about percentages. What does that mean? 10% of a number is basically you dropping 1 0 from that number, right? 10% of 100 is 10. And there's a reason for that. So there's videos for this we have on our learn.fulllifeacademy.org. I'm going to try and schedule a Zoom meeting with each pre-algebra student so I see exactly what they're working on. So please let me know what works for your student. Let's work through specifics of where they're at, what do they need to be working on for the remaining 5 weeks of school. Now, believe it or not, in 5 weeks, you could literally finish pre-algebra all over again if you want. You could start with chapter 1, just do like a chapter and a half a week and you'll be fine. So pre-algebra is literally taught from 4th grade to 7th grade over and over and over and over again. What we're trying to do is just focus in and master each thing that we need to do with those concepts. Okay, so you do fractions, decimals, and percents, and then we end with ratios and proportions. What is a good use of your time at any point if you wanted to just do some review using Khan Academy or some other website? The idea is just taking one of these topics and you can watch a video on it. You can do the practice like with Khan Academy, you can enter your answer. But we also have those resources. We just need to know where you're at. That's the point of the assessment. I hope this video is helpful to remind parents, yes, we have the assessment project. The students had the pre-algebra Redwoods that we gave them, which is the original pre-algebra book that some of our students are still using, working through. Just keep working through that book. Some people might have to work through it multiple times, but the idea is master each topic. We did the math drills packet, which was where you have a page of practice problems for each concept. The idea of that project was just giving students practice to zoom in and see what they need to work on. And then lastly, we did the note-taking project, which is to help them take better notes. So pre-algebra students, why don't we try to set up a Zoom meeting, maybe tomorrow for each of you, and then we'll touch base and see what your questions are. And then on Thursday, we can zoom in further on specific concepts you need to be working on. Please email if you have questions. I should have said this earlier, but I'll say it again. Please email. Don't stay in the dark. Don't say, I don't know what to do, I'm confused. Well, send an email. Just say, good morning. Please, what would you like me to work on? Perfect, and we can talk. So make sure you also grow in that skill of asking, for clarification if you ever need clarification. That will be something that will be great, okay? If you don't have any questions, then just keep working on what you're working on. Otherwise, I will make sure that we get the feedback to you on Thursday, and we can go from there. So thanks for your time. Have a blessed day.